You and I share something in common, which is stress. Whether it's deadlines, relationships, major life changes, or just life throwing curveballs, stress is something we all go through. But what's really interesting is how it shows up in different ways for each of us. In today's episode, we are going to explore how stress looks different for each of us. So grab a cup of tea, find a comfortable space, and let's rethink stress together. Stress is an unavoidable part of the human experience. It is universal, and yet its manifestations are incredibly personal. What might feel like a mere hiccup to one person could be a mountain to climb for another. It is a reminder that despite our shared experience, stress wears different masks for each individual. People can react differently to the same stressor due to the combination of individual differences, including psychological, biological, and environmental factors. Here are some key reasons why people respond differently to the same stress. Number one is the personality and coping styles. Individuals have different personality traits and coping mechanisms. Some may be naturally more resilient, adaptable, or optimistic, while others may have a predisposition to anxiety or a tendency to perceive situations as threatening. These traits influence how individuals cope with stress. Number two, biological variability. Biological factors, including genetics and neurochemistry, contribute to how the body responds to stress. Variations in hormone levels, neurotransmitter activity, and autonomic nervous system can result in diverse physiological reactions to the same stressor. Next, previous experiences. Past experiences shaped an individual's ability to cope with stress. Someone who has successfully navigated similar stresses in the past may exhibit more resilience, while a person with a history of trauma or negative experiences may react more strongly to the stress. Next, cognitive appraisal. The way individuals perceive and interpret a stressor, known as cognitive appraisal, influences their emotional and physiological responses. Two people facing the same external stressor may appraise it differently based on their unique perspective and belief. Number five, social support. The availability and quality of social support can impact stress responses. A person with a strong support system may feel more equipped to handle stress, while someone lacking support may experience heightened distress. Number six, cultural and societal influences. Cultural and societal norms, values, and expectations shape how individuals express and cope with stress. Different cultural backgrounds may influence the importance placed on certain stressors and the acceptable ways to respond to them. Next, perception of control. The perception of control over a stressful situation affects how individuals respond. Someone who believes they have control may approach the stressor differently than someone who perceives it as uncontrollable. Number eight, current life circumstances. Current life circumstances such as work demands, family issues, or health concerns can amplify or diminish the impact of a stressor. The context in which the stressor occurs plays an important role in shaping the overall stress response. Number 9. Mindset and resilience. Differences in mindset and resilience contribute to how individuals bounce back from stressful experience. Resilient individuals may view challenges as opportunities for growth, while others may see them as overwhelming threats. Last but not least, environmental factors. The environment in which the stress occurs can influence reactions. Factors such as noise, lighting, and other external stimuli may contribute to differences in how individuals perceive and respond to stress. I want you to take a moment and reflect. What does stress mean to you? How does it look or feel to you? Maybe it is that heavy feeling in your chest, or perhaps it's the restless nights before a big day. Our personal definitions often shape how we experience and handle stress. What might be overwhelming for one person could be a mere bump in the road for another. Again, this is a reminder that stress is subjective and deeply personal. Now, let's dive into the physical side of stress. Imagine this. After a day that feels like a marathon, you might find yourself having a tension headache, or in the middle of a tough situation, have you ever felt that knot in your stomach, like a tangled ball of nerve? These are not just random feelings, they are your body showing the signs of stress. Stress is not just in our head, it is this silent collaborator with our bodies. It is like a secret language your body speaks, using headaches, stomach twists, and muscle tension as its words. It is easy to brush off this sickness, to think they are just part of the daily grind, but they are your body's way of tapping you on the shoulder, saying, hey, pay attention. Let's take a moment to recognize these cues, these physical footprints of stress. Because understanding them is like having a roadmap. It can guide you through the stress maze. So next time you feel that tension or that knot, pause for a moment. Your body might be just telling you something important, something that needs a little care and attention. Now, moving on is about emotional responses. Emotions play a significant role in the stress landscape. It is not just about saying, hey, I'm stressed. It is like opening this treasure chest of feelings. Picture it as a roller coaster of emotions. Sometimes stress brings frustrations, like when everything feels like it is piling up. Other times, it is like a quiet withdrawal, that moment when you just need a breather from it all. Think about the last time stress knocked on your door. What emotions came along for the ride? It is not just about the stress itself. It is about how it makes us feel. Have you ever had the aha moment when you realized stress wasn't just stress? It was frustrations, sadness, or maybe even a hint of hope. Our emotions tell a story. So as we navigate stress, let's be curious about the feelings it brings. It helps to understand ourselves a bit more. Stress doesn't just stop at our thoughts and feelings. It seeps through our behaviors. Think about it. Have you ever caught yourself staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., unable to sleep because your mind is in overdrive? Or maybe you find solace in a midnight snack, your usual eating routine taking a detour? These behavioral shifts, while subtle, are like whispers from your body and mind. They are the red flags signaling, hey, something is going on. It is like your body trying to communicate in its own way. Maybe it's telling you that the workload is piling up or that unresolved issues are lingering in your thoughts. Acknowledging these changes is crucial. It is not just about brushing them off as a one-time thing. They are the breadcrumbs leading you to the root of the stress. Addressing them is like getting to the heart of the matter, understanding what's really going on beneath the surface. So, the next time you notice those little shifts in your routine, take a moment to listen. Your body might just be dropping hints about what needs a bit of attention and care. Alright, let's dive into something important. How we handle stress. We all have our ways of dealing with stress, some healthier than others. Think about it. When stress knocks on your door, what's your go-to move? Is it hitting the gym, where the weights become your stress-busting partners? Maybe it's diving into mindfulness, finding peace in the chaos, or perhaps it is that guilty pleasure you indulge in that makes everything else disappear for a while. Our coping strategies are like the stories we tell ourselves about stress. They shape how we navigate those tough moments and define our relationship with stress. So let's take a little pause. Reflect on your own coping mechanism. What's in your toolkit? Are there strategies that genuinely help you recharge and face challenges head on? Or is it a quick escape that leaves you more tangled in stress afterwards? Stress has a ripple effect, especially in our relationships. It can strain connections, test patience, and challenge our ability to communicate effectively. Imagine you and your partner, friends, or family facing a tough situation. Maybe work is piling up, or life throws a curveball. Stress becomes this invisible gas in your life, and suddenly the dynamics shift. Think about how you handle stress in your relationships. Do you find yourself snapping at loved ones or withdrawing when things get tough? Now consider this. Stress is not just about you. It is a tag along in your relationships. It can make things a bit bumpy. Your patient might wear thin, or maybe you find it harder to express how you feel. It is not that you love the people around you any less. It is just that stress has this sneaky way of making everything a tad bit more challenging. But here's the beauty in these KLs. When you understand how stress affects your relationships, it is like putting on a pair of glasses. Suddenly you see things a bit clearer. You notice the signs, maybe a loved one seeming a bit distant, or a friend needing a bit more understanding. It is in those moments that we can step up, support each other, and maybe even find new ways to communicate. Understanding how stress impacts our connections is key to strengthening them. It is about finding ways to support each other through the rough patches, lending an ear when needed, and showing a little extra kindness. Think about it as a team sport. When the game gets tough, how you and your team handle the stress making all the difference. Take a moment to reflect. How do you navigate the storm together? How can you support your loved ones during challenging times? It is not about having all the answers, but starting a conversation. Remember, relationships are a journey, and stress is just a part of the adventure. As we wrap up today's episode, I encourage you to take a moment after this and think about your own stress story. How does it show up for you? What's your unique journey with it? Because stress is not this one-size-fits-all thing. It is more like a custom-made experience. Dive into it, explore it, and maybe you will find some interesting thing about yourself along the way. Thank you for tuning in. If you found this episode insightful, don't forget to share it with the people you cared about. This is Ping, your health psychologist. I will see you on the next episode. Till then, take care of your body and mind.